Hey guys, it's Stephen. Thanks for checking back on my channel, and if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell to be notified anytime I upload. So let's have a little bit of a recap. So this is obviously my theatre journey episode number 3. Tres. Endo 3. It's like, yeah, no, that's not Irish. Well, let's recap. So episode 1, I spoke about how I grew up watching theatre and also being in small shows in my local area, which is Cranford. Shout out to Ford. In episode 2, we spoke about how I'd worked backstage, started some shows, and also kind of started working backstage, stage managing and that kind of stuff, and set building, where I kind of really fell in love with the behind the scenes of how theatre works, and also the on stage, and kind of touch on how I'd worked with a director and another colleague in the team, and how that would tie into this week's video. So episode 3. What was I all talking about? So I got to be part of a theatre company called Yellow Moon Theatre Company. It was a group of amazingly lovely people. I got to work with them for about a year and a half. It was one of the most enjoyable years of my life, and I will never forget it. There was going to be so many pictures today of before building the set, and obviously then actually doing when we were doing the show. Obviously, as I mentioned previously in episode 2, Clodagh and Fiona actually were in this group with me as well. So they are the most dearest people to my heart, and I thank both of them for kind of thinking of me to join this theatre group and go on that journey I did. So the show, we actually travelled around Ireland doing the festival. So there's like a festival circuit in Ireland that you can do, like with one show or a 2-show kind of theatre thing. We did dancing at Lunasa. So what I did with that, I wasn't on stage. I can act, but I wasn't the best, and I came to work backstage anyway. So what I did was set building, stage dressing and stage managing for this. So obviously I was there through the process of building everything. I was also there through the process of like sourcing materials. I've got some really cool photos from behind the scenes, and then just the aspect of being part of a theatre company. Having worked on the school shows, obviously you are part of a community and a group of people, but I was either in school or after when I left, it was just doing it out of my own want to be involved in a show and be involved with theatre. So being part of a theatre group, which was amazing, and I miss the guys so much. It was really nice to get in contact with Clodagh and Fiona and Megan. Obviously when I was doing the previous video talking about the shows. Also, I will link obviously any of the stuff the guys on the socials they want to put down below, because Fiona's actually in college after I got talking to her to actually do stage design and costume creation, which I'm not surprised because she is absolutely fabulous at that, and Clodagh is working away with her stuff and is mad into fitness now. I'm like, bitch, can you teach me how to do some of that? But enough about the girls, they are fabulous. You might notice all I got is new glasses. She's blind, or she was. So what I started with that show was dancing at Lunasa. So the guys had been rehearsing for quite a while. I think Clodagh hit me up at one point and was like, hey, you always said you wanted to be part of this, blah 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 blah, and then it happened. Obviously there is fees when you start when you join theatre companies. It was a very small fee to join the company for the year. It covered like membership and all that bullshit. That side of it's not fun. The fun side of it is building is the stage and involving. So I'm going to put some pictures up here of the set building that we did. So it was myself, Kieran and Jimmy, who was another member of the group, did get this. So this is kind of where we had a staging cassette, hadn't got any of our colouring paints, hadn't any of our painting or anything done, but this is like what I mean with set building. Like, you had to kind of design. So because I had an art background, kind of some of the painting was left to me, so I tried to get marble effect. And then obviously because it was a withered old house, dancing at Lunasa is a really old story that obviously has been transcribed into plays, and there's so many different ways you can do it, obviously from the original, and then you have your own aspect and your own take on it. Clodagh and Fiona and a couple of other people in the group were also main characters in it, so obviously getting to see someone who had directed me and directed shows, and seeing Fiona behind the scenes. I knew both of them, they're amazing actors, but to see them blossom on stage, and also just the fact that I got to sit side stage and be like, line! I'm like, fuck, meant to be looking at the script. Just the fun side of that, and just helping the girls and like seeing them in their outfits. Obviously Fiona worked so much on that as well, and so did Clodagh, and it was just like, and then the camaraderie of being able to travel around. Like, so I was in charge of stage management, Kieran was in charge of the lights and the sound. Obviously when you're traveling around to different theatres, they all have different sound systems, so obviously we're trying to do your best. But obviously Kieran was a light tech and lit every show fabulously that we did. During the stage, obviously I was in charge of having props on stage for the crew, the cast. So Claudia, Fiona and Cian and Kevin and Carl and Kira and Aoife. I'm really sure, I can't remember, there were so many people on that cast, and Jimmy, and there was a couple of other people as well that were involved. It was amazing, and just having their props ready and making sure that when we were going to different show places, different theatres, that's the word, well, not all of them theatres, some of them are halls with very bad lighting and staging. But yeah, having all that ready, loading up the travel, so like when we're taking down the stage, put back up the stage, involved in that, and making sure everything is there, we're not forgetting. Now with Dance On Ice, I put some pictures up here of the staging when it was finished, so you can see there is actually greenery in the background. So we did travel a lot with the trees, but you know yourself, you cut a branch off, it dies. So we may or may not, while travelling around Ireland, have jumped out in the middle of the night and saw down trees around areas. That is alleged, cannot confirm or deny if that happened, but you know, stuff. Now, the other real fun part about obviously being part of a theatre company, working on a show like Dancing at Luna and travelling around Ireland, is amazing. We'll never be able to change that. I can, like, the memories I have from it, but then there's also the other group aspect of it. So I'm going to upload who am I, grandma on Facebook. I'll just insert a picture here of the Spent Mixer, which, if anyone knows, is a disgusting drink, which is Baileys with lemon put in it so it curdles. That was the initiation to get into the Yellow Moon Theatre Company, the Spent Mixers, that has me downing Baileys going curdled in my mouth. And also, here's the day after. Just a little bit hungover. So obviously there's a camaraderie, having the drinks after it. Obviously all of us staying in hotels, nothing bougie was as much as like the group could afford. But it was just a camaraderie and having banter and like the after shows and just being able to like be immersed in that. I had to take time off work and I was like, I don't give a fuck, I will lose my job to travel with these guys. But it was just amazing, and having the time when I was younger to have that, I'd love to go back and do it now again. So hey guys, if you just want to travel around Ireland, well, you know, bad timing, Stephen, COVID and, you know, pandemic, but when it's over, let's get back together. But yeah, it's so cool. Like, obviously we travelled around Ireland for a reason. The guys were, well, obviously I was involved in it as well, but I was stage manager. They were winning awards as well with the show. It was an amazing production. Like how the girls portrayed some of the characters and the guys in the show. I'll just put some pictures up of the actual show as well. They're just, to work with such talented people was amazing, is all I'll say, and I'm so happy for them where they are in their lives now as well. But it showed me doing that and like thinking back on this episode. I never thought I'd do this, especially not 3 episodes. I was like, I'll do all in one video. But just to be able to break it down, how I've now learned why I love drag and the art form and the theatrics involved in it, and how I become a different person, and I've created this persona, Lady Ford. Shout out to my hometown, you're in my name, you're lucky. How Lady Ford, and from years of immersing myself in that theatre culture and been around them people, how I've become someone different, and it's still me and it's still a part of me, but I'm able to kind of click into something else and push the envelope and do things I wouldn't do before. And it's just kind of, it's helped me with my anxiety, it's helped me with my depression, and just going back over this and remembering them nice feelings. And theatre is different for everyone. Looking back through this, I've realised that it has been there through my life and it's helped me so much. So if you take anything from this little collection of videos I've made about working in theatre, follow your dreams. Follow your fucking dreams. That's all I'll say. It's been a journey to get here and get where I am, but it's been a good journey. So if you want to follow me on the rest of my journeys, you can. This is unfortunately the end of my theatre journey video episodes series. For now, I'm not going to say it's the end, because hopefully I'll be able to continue once this pandemic and once I get my shit together in life and hopefully get back on the stage someday. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this, thank you for sticking around this long. Shout out to everyone that I've mentioned in this. Shout out to all the people in my life that have made life fun and got me to where I am. Look at me being emotional. What are emotions? But yeah, just check out the new swag. She's got glasses and anti-glare, which, you know, I didn't think I need, but clearly works on camera. But yeah, my socials are down below. Thank you for checking in and listening. I'm babbling now, so I'm gonna fuck off. There is a really cool video that I'm filming soon, as in over the next couple of days, to do with my drag and the as per named Lady Ford. So I'm excited to do that. So keep an eye out. I did miss last week, but the video I planned kind of just didn't work, and you know, life gets in the way. But yeah, thanks for checking in. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, comment hair clip. My hair is just about long enough to wear clips in now. Yeah, what do we think of the balding? Let's not talk about it. Yeah, fuck off now. Thanks. Don't forget you're loved.